Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of DesignTech. And in today's episode, we are going to finally get to building. It's been a long time since we've actually done any of that. I wanted to share the sugarcane farm with you before we did that, though. We started this project last episode, and then I got hung up on the redstone bits, and I managed to figure it out. So basically the problem was that the clock, this timer, emitted a pulse that was too short. So basically, I just added a little pulse extender here, and now it works perfectly every 5 minutes. All the pistons fire, and any sugarcane that's grown ends up in my ME system. So, so far we are at about 243, plus I had like another... So about 500 sugarcane is what I've gotten, give or take, altogether. Ooh, this needs to be patched up. Let's just... Doot, 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 doot. There we go. Okay. So we'll just put that away. Anyway, so I want to work today on the Japanese village, which we've been talking about now for a couple episodes and haven't actually done anything with because we've been basically working on like preparations to actually get there. So let's see. We need to go that way. Here we go. So we found this bamboo forest a few episodes ago, and I thought it would be really cool to build here. And there's some blocks in this mod pack that really kind of lend themselves to that style of build, that kind of like traditional Japanese home style, which I think is going to be really cool. But we need to do some clearing first. Like, there's a lot of stuff here that needs to be moved out of the way. So let me get kind of an area to work with here, and then I'll come back to you. All right, guys, I am back. So the first thing I want to build, I think, is a little kind of a, basically like a builder's hut. A little house that we can kind of hang out in and, you know, keep a bed, keep some crafting stuff, keep a couple chests, things like that. Basically just the things we need that we don't want to run all the way back to our other base for. Things that we're going to be using very regularly, like the materials within our block palette and all that kind of stuff. And I also really want to make sure that this material here goes away. There we go. Those are all connected. This one should not be here. Sometimes fast leaf decay is a little finicky. There we go. Yeah, that feels good. So this area right here, I think, is where we're going to build that. And there's some really cool stuff here that I think you guys are going to like. Let's for now put down just a chest right here, like so. Put this stuff away. There we go. And you can go in here. You obviously aren't going to be needing that over here. And that should be good. So let's talk about our block palette for this area. I've got some pretty cool ideas. There's this awesome material here called paper wall, right? And this is from Chisel, and it looks really good. It basically functions like glass panes, but it doesn't break, and you guys get the idea. You see how it works. Now, I believe that can be chiseled as well. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it can be chiseled into a whole bunch of other different textures, which is pretty cool, of course. But, more importantly, it can be made into paper blocks like this, paper wall blocks. And those also work as a really kind of cool sort of wall texture, and I think this is going to really lend itself to this style. So we've got, I do need to figure out what the best material for breaking these is, though. I'm assuming I might be a little faster with a pick. No? Oh, shovel. Really? Okay. Interesting. Anyway, so we got that. Now, a roof is also obviously going to be very important, and looking at pictures of that time period, I think limestone is going to be kind of the closest match, this kind of brick texture. I think that looks very much like like the shingles, the tiled roofs. And the cool thing is, it does come in slabs and stairs, which is really good. If I can find... Here we go. I don't already have a crafting bench. Oh, I actually do already have a crafting bench in here. Bam! There we go. So you can see here we've got limestone stairs. And it also comes in slabs as well. So I think that looks really good as a roof material. And then we've got some spruce and stuff as well, just to kind of keep it, you know, give us this other option, this other building material to work with. So, yeah, that's basically the plan. Now let's see what we can do as far as kind of getting a building in place here. I'm thinking we're gonna go roughly, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want the interior about there. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a little too long. Let's go here. So it'll be a 7, an interior of 7 like that. I think that's good. And then down here, we'll put this. On top of it, we'll put walls like this. And we'll kind of bring these up. Probably 4 high, I'm thinking. Right here. That looks good. And then let's just kind of wall this off. Like that. There we go. And add these back to the bottom. There we go. And finally right here as well. And then I'm thinking up top, we'll use maybe these kind of horizontal ones. Just to kind of create an interesting sort of pattern is really the goal here. So back to this one. There we go. And there. Excuse me. And I think that works. It's a little weird how they orient, but as long as we're going to have a roof on top of this, so if it looks a little weird, it's okay. Now, another thing about this style, let's just clear some of that away. There we go. Is that there's almost always some sort of like porch, like almost every time. So right here, we're gonna clear out a little area. I really should be using my excavator here so I can get the podzol, but whatever. It's okay. We'll go around like this and to about here. And then we'll bring that back. And that should be good. And let's just get rid of those to get rid of the water source. There we go. Okay. So that's good. Now, there's also bamboo blocks. Bamboo thatching. There's like all sorts of bamboo stuff, which is pretty cool, and we might play around with that a little bit. But primarily, I want to kind of stick with this block palette right here. And I think this texture right here would make a really good floor for this style. Let's just fill that in. There we go. We'll say the door will go right here. And speaking of, let's just sleep real quick while we can before things get out of control. There we go. All right. And my excavator. Take that and that. There we go. We'll just kind of break those up a little bit. And then we'll take these and fill that in. make some more. There we go. Okay, so we got our floor here. We got our little... Ooh, almost forgot the little deck area on this side. That's kind of important. There we go. We got that kind of wrapping around. And I think that needs to go a little bit farther. Just looking at it. This needs to come out a little bit more. Otherwise, it's going to look really kind of out of place. So let's just bring that around once more. Because we're going to have like a little railing on top of this. There we go. And normally I would raise this up about a block. But it's kind of a starter house, so I didn't. Anyway, let's dump all this stuff out of the way and start working on the roof. Now, let's see. In here's where I put all my limestone. There we go. Got that put away, and let's just grab a few and texture that. Like so. And I'm going to need slabs. Oh, I guess you have to retexture them yourself. Okay, whatever. That's not a big deal. Here we go. And what we're gonna do is kind of create a shape here. Does that look... Is that the one we want? I don't think that's the right one. Oh. Oh, no! Oops. I broke part of my house. I need that. There we go. Didn't know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know you could do that. Interesting. Anyway. There we go. I don't think that was the texture we wanted. I think this was the texture we wanted right here. This kind of brick one. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Okay. So, we're going to make a shape around the roof like this. And then we're actually going to go up. Like this. And out. Like so. Oop. Come on now. Do the thing. And like that. And then up again. Ooh, that's going to be kind of a pain, isn't it? There we go. So it's going to give us kind of this angled little shape here, which I think is really cool. And really is kind of reminiscent of this style. There we go. Oop. So you can see the roof kind of comes up like that. And then here, we're going to go, I'm thinking to about here or so. And then I'm going to need some limestone brick stairs. And we're going to go right here. We're actually going to go up until it reaches a point. Like that. This needs to go away. And this is just a little house, not a big one. We'll put that... Oop, that's not the right block. We want that one. There we go. So we'll put that on right here. That is not the right shape. That's not the shape we want. So, we change, we modify. Not a big deal. You, and you. How long have I been using that texture? Because I'm looking at these, and these are, like, all wrong. Okay. I think we're good. I think we got... Alright, anyway. So here, we're going to kind of come up to more of an angled point. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And we'll do that over here as well. Just a half block incline, like so. And that looks pretty good. And then, do we want to bring that across? Right here? Or do we want... Yeah, I think for this house, we'll just bring it across right here. Some of the other ones I'll have, like little... I guess we would call them dormers. I don't know if that's the actual name in this particular style, but... let's make some more limestone. There we go. More slabs. More bricks. Beautiful. Oop, get up there. And we'll bring that across. And then here we kind of do the same sort of thing like that. And we can kind of bring this over top. That looks good. And right here. Oh, not that one. We still want that to be visible. There we go. And then behind it, we'll put some of those paper wall blocks of some sort. It would be nice if there was just... those might work. Those should be good. If I can get up there. So, ooh, but this is a... Okay, so that presents a little bit of an issue. I mean, we could do that, and then this. Well, actually, that might work. I think we're okay. I think I misjudged where those actually have to go. There we go. Yeah, I think that'll work. And we'll kind of tweak these a little bit. You know, not every house is going to be exactly like this. Some of them will have different materials in the back and, different textures of this stuff and, stuff like that. So things will get tweaked as needed. Let's grab this, and right here, let's put one of those instead, just because the door is going to go right here. And that doesn't look too bad, actually. That's not bad at all. Okay, now we want some sort of fence. And this is 1.7.10. So let's try out an oak fence and see. Not really doing it for me. Not really surprised by that, but that's... you gotta experiment. What are you? Why you do that? Why you do the? Anyway, let's go ahead and make some carpenter's blocks then. Oh, those are scaffolding, but actually that could come in handy. We might want to use those at some point. But let's make carpenter's blocks. And then let's make a bunch of these carpenter's barriers, because these are going to be very important for working in this area. And we'll leave a 3-block wide gap there. Break that out. And then this fence will come back around this way. And around like this. There we go. And then here. This is where it gets a little tricky, because normally I would want to put fences like here, basically connecting this part of the house to the top part of the house. But that's a little tricky given the way that this is. Decisions. Let's make a... Actually, do we have a sliding door? I thought there was paper wall. Soji door. That's the thing right there. That's what I need. Okay. I know sleep? Sleep. There we go. I want to know if I can make paper out of bamboo. I don't know if I can or not, but I'm going to try. No, I can't. Okay, so I need to find some sugar cane. Hi, creeper. You almost gave me a heart attack. Very, very close to heart attack right there. You would think somewhere in the bamboo forest I would be able to see some sugar cane along the side of the, water, but, Oh, there's some. I see it. All right, I'm going to get some stuff done here, guys, and I'll come back to you in a sec. All right, guys, I am back, and I think I've got pretty much everything ready. I do want to kind of try out some of these other torches, though, because there's a few of these other kind of torch textures, and I think these are very fitting for this area. So why don't we just put a couple of those in here? Ultimately, we'll have a bed kind of over here somewhere, which I think is pretty cool. And check out that door. That's the Soji door from Malice's Doors, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I love it. It just, so good, so good. And then I've got everything here kind of organized, so when I need stuff, I know where to go to get it. And I may not actually have enough room in this chest for all of my spruce. Oh, I do. Okay, we're good. We're okay. We're fine. Gonna need a lot of limestone. Got a lot of that just kind of lying around. I brought quite a bit of it with me. It's something that the Ender Quarry mines up quite regularly, so not hard to get a massive... yeah, I've got a lot of it. That's all good. And then we've got the golden bag, and there's nothing in there for this build. So, all in all, not too bad. And then here, we've got these fences, which are the carpenter's fences, and then I applied the spruce log texture to the top of them. And I think it creates kind of an interesting look. Like, it's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad either. And I think if we do that and that, go. I mean, that's a pretty good start, and it kind of gives us an idea of the style of the house. I mean, obviously it's not perfect. There's always room to improve. We still need to work out like our roadways and things like that. I'm thinking probably cobble or something similar to it for the roads. But yeah, all in all, it's a good start to the house. So yeah, not too bad. I do want to show you one other thing as well. I made a couple modifications to my ME system, and I'm quickly coming to realize that we are at some point going to have to like completely overhaul our ME system in a big way, because it's just not, it's a clustered mess. It's just a giant disorganized disaster at the moment. It works, it's fully functional, but it's just a mess of everything, and I want to go in at some point and essentially redo it so that we have everything kind of neatly organized and all that kind of stuff. Here we go. But I did make some changes to it. We now have, oh, and someone suggested I put all of my dimlets in a filing cabinet, so thank you for that. Great idea. So I added a few more deep storage units. So we now have one for diorite, limestone, granite, marble, and andesite, and then ice. And that, as you can see, took a huge strain off of my drives. That was most of the stuff, it seemed like, in my ME system, just because of the sheer quantity of them. So that actually opened up a lot of space, and now we're doing really well as far as our storage capacity and stuff like that goes. But I had to dig a thing down here and kind of come around, and like right now, this is a very inefficient setup. We've got kind of random crafting going on with these cyclic assemblers, and it's a disaster. So we're going to have to tackle that at some point. I think I'm going to do it once I actually decide what I want to do for like a proper ME room. At some point, I'm going to make like a proper ME building that'll be much more fantastic than this little hole that we have in our current little starter base. But guys, I think that is going to do it for me. I am out of time for this episode. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.